Right, so on the first of the basic question, what was your first reaction when you received the script and received the offer to?
When I first read the script, I liked it very much because it is a drama. It has a lot of real human issues happening in this small town. A lot of people dealing with a lot of different real life problems, but with an alien in the middle of it who's trying to figure out how to. I mean, it's the best fish out of water idea. In the middle, trying to figure out what it's like to be human and how to play it off. There's a lot of humor that comes from that situation, and I got excited about that, especially because it's dramatic but also funny, and those are my favorite kind of shows. Yeah. It's people are saving the world upstairs right now.
Did you read the comics?
I didn't. Excuse me. I didn't until the script, and then I read the comics. But once I veered off of the scripts, I kind of put them down. Once the script and those storylines started to veer off, I put them down and just focused on the script that we had and creating that character, that Harry Vanderspiegel. But yeah, there is the same. The Doctor dies in the first comic, and so that tracks. But then, sort of how that resolves in the comics versus how it resolves in the TV show are different. So.
And what was your approach to make this story more unique? Because we had plenty of stories of aliens that try to become human or to try to understand what humans are.
Right. I guess there are. I don't know what makes. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of a boring actor. I really like. I'm really like. I get my script and I just look at what's in the script and I'm like, all right, I can bring life to this. You know, his body. He's, this doesn't really answer your question, but like how he walks and how he moves in his body, it's not quite certain yet. Things don't move smoothly. His walk at times when he's moving fast, sometimes the body goes before he does because he's still working them like a machine in his it's not his natural body. That type of stuff, I guess I have seen that in some things, but I don't know, this guy's also wants to kill children, and he just wants to squish a man's brains and his fingers just because it feels good. It's an exciting character to play, and I really haven't seen that much odd humor with an alien in a while. Definitely one that you see as a human. You see him as a human and an alien simultaneously, but get to play it as myself is exciting.
Yeah, so in the first episode, your character both dances to starships and tries to kill a child. Like, how do you balance those two tones and still make him likable as a character?
Right. He's an idiot. It's always, and he is a child himself. After he's thwarted in his attempt to kill the child, he flips him off. That's fun. That's in the writing. He saw some kids flipping each other off earlier in the day, and he's learning what that is. That when he doesn't kill the child, and he's won in that moment, he flips him off, and it's so playful. It helps endear him to you. That he says he's going to kill the child, but will he really? I don't think he will. Yeah.
So, being a Star Wars fan and from the Star Wars website.
Yes, all right.
Did you, from Phantom Tracks, did you channel any of K2SO in that performance?
Definitely, movement-wise, he's a bit rigid in his movement. And he's also a bit petulant too. There's some overlap between him and K2SO.
I saw it was kind of like, whereas K2SO is proudly not human, this felt like I wanted to see K2SO, but then this is it. The human side starts creeping in.
Yes.
That was really cool.
And he doesn't have a minder like with Cassian. There's nobody who won't give him a blaster. He can get his own blaster if he needs it. Find it.
Speaking of Star Wars, this is a thing that you had to know was coming. Is there anything you can say about the Rogue One series right now?
I can't.
I figured.
I can't.
What is actually, like, I'm always interested in this. What is that like for you where you have to be so tight-lipped about a property?
It is weird. Star Wars especially is very, secretive. Remember, I told my parents when I got Rogue One, and I forbade them to tell my brother and sister, and they followed it. I'd forgotten that don't tell them because you don't know who they'll tell, and I don't want this getting back. 'Cause anything can get leaked. The internet's everywhere, so it is weird. There for a while, I didn't know anything, and so I was kind of blithely ignorant. I couldn't spoil anything because I had nothing to spoil. Now I know too much, so I just have to be quiet.
I think I can say, because it was announced at D23 where I was there.
Oh, yes.
This starts early next year in London.
Uh-huh.
So how do you get the scheduling right? Because you've got
Yeah.
this as well and many other projects.
It works out perfectly. It really does. It just worked out. It was wild. This Doom Patrol and this Resident Alien, I got those on the same day, and then right after that same week, John Schwartz called me from Star Wars and said, "Okay, I've been working on this. We're gonna make it happen." I was like, "Oh man, oh man!" But it worked out. So yeah, I just have to I work a lot, which is great. It's fun work. Yeah.
Given how many different roles you've played over the years, some are voice acting, some are physical acting, is there any different way you approach each of these kinds of roles? Do you approach a voice role differently than you would a physical on-camera role?
Sure.
And what ways would you approach that differently?
Voiceover is really easy. It's not hard at all. Just making funny voices and then just acting with them. The voiceover is a lot in just your imagination. What anything is possible that just comes out of your imagination. And so you're just playing with people in the room. You can do so many takes. It's inexpensive to do endless takes. So that stuff's a blast. And really fun. There's different ways to play within it, like with the animators. You can sometimes you lead the animators, other times the animators lead you. You can make sounds that they then animate later into things that you hadn't even assumed. The first time I learned that with Wreck-It Ralph, with King Candy, who would say, he just made sound, and they would, he would do a thing. Like, oh wow, they took just noise that was something in my head, made it into something else, and so it's a fun play. In this, it's what you get on the day, you get on the day, and don't screw it up because that's it.
What do you think was the most challenging thing about playing Harry?
Not being human, his feelings. He processes things differently, and there's times where it just takes a little extra energy. It takes a little more energy to stay in that heightened place of he lives inside of himself a little bit more. Things aren't just easy. There's not a lot of ease to him. Here and there's places where it's easy, but overall, he's kind of in a spotlight. Like the kitchen light came on, and he's the one wrote, "You still standing." They don't see me, just act natural. So there's that. like just always a little bit what's going to come, what's going to happen next, and maintaining that throughout.
How much of the physical aspect is in the script, and how much are you really coming up with as you go?
None of it's there. It was all just us playing with it, and yeah, they were really cool though. They let me I'm gonna put my little hands in there every once in a while. I have my hands come up because he's got those little bitty hands when you see him as an alien. So my hands can just come into frame every once in a while. I love those little bitty hands. Because it's got to be a habit for him. He's used to, that's part of him. And now he's only operating with two hands, but those could be his little hands. I'm looking forward to doing more. We've got I know a lot about this now because I've been reading them. It's great. We're going to get to do the show with all the scripts. We start the season with everything written. So it's, a lot of times you have ideas about a character that then you get the next script, you're like, oh, I was wrong. And you adjust and move forward, This one, we're going to have everything laid out, so we're able to tell. I'm looking forward to being able to tell a much more comprehensive story throughout.
Have you read ahead? So you've read the entire season, though?
I have not. I've read 5 hours ahead. I'm 5 hours in the future with this show.
It's a pretty substantial chunk.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
How many episodes have you filmed so far?
Just the one. We just shot that's our pilot, and now we're making more. Yeah, we're gonna make 10. And it's cool. I think it feels like it's a really interesting show. I'm anxious to see it on Sci-Fi. I think it appeals. It can appeal to a lot of different people, age-wise, and background. Hopefully, bring some nerds into the fold. Mint some new nerds on this one. I'm hoping.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, good. Draw them in.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, y'all.